Welcome back, everybody! Today is the day that we officially make the rebellion go forward. We're gonna talk to Prosecutor Sadmati and be like, hey, are you doing this because of your mother? You should be very honest, you know. But I'm just saying, though, you should be very, very honest. But before we do that, though, we're gonna go straight into examining things, because why the heck not, man? Sure, a lot of temples around here. In fact, it looks like... Okay, that was literally... nothing new. Look at all these people. They've got the whole temple surrounded. Looks like Dats is fanning the flames. Guess they're going to really have their hands full with this many protesters. This whole thing is like a powder keg waiting to go off. Keep her distance for now. Yeah, wait until they find out that Queen Amara is still alive. They'll flip. They'll flip if they haven't already. Mr. Wright stayed there the entire time he was here, apparently. Why would he stay at a temple instead of a hotel? Wait. That's so weird. But okay, whatever. If that's what they're gonna say, that's what they're gonna say. Prosecutor Sadmai's like, can you hurry up and present this evidence to me already? Please? And I did do that already, too. Alright, how about... Let's just start with the new evidence, I guess. Actually, I could do this. I guess not. Probably the photo would work better. I'll try that next. Really? He's not even gonna look at a photo of his mother? What the crud is going on here? That's illegal evidence. Hand it over right now. Oh boy. Could you imagine? That's the Rebel's Mark of the Dragon. It symbolizes a person's opposition to the Defense Culpability Act. Seek to argue with me about the legal system. If so, you're wasting your breath. Lawyers and prosecutors do not lay down the law. They merely follow it. The laws decreed by our sovereign are absolute. There is no room for debate. So let it go and move on, right? Why is that your only answer to everything? Because it just is. It just is, man. Oops. What? Not gonna ask why, like, oh, why don't you confiscate his badge or something? Guess not. Alright. Let's talk about Dirk again. Now, you two, do you really have to serve as a prosecutor on Dirk's case? I mean, prosecuting your own flesh and blood, it's just not right. Again with this dribble. Your ethical standards are not the be-all, end-all of the world around you. I'm not getting into another debate with him. Nayuta, did you know that Dirk is sick? What? So much for not telling anyone. Oh boy. Apparently doesn't have that much longer to live. If found guilty, he probably wouldn't even make it until his execution day. What are you talking about? Knowing this, he's still prepared to send an already dying man to his grave. ... Well... Enough with the Zen monk act, Nayuta. Tell me how you really feel. Mr. Justice, each person is born with a role to fulfill, and I must fulfill mine. I'm not convinced that taking Dirk to a trial is part of your lot in life. ... So why you been at Garon's every beck and call? I think I might have the answer. Amara. Nayuta, you know the truth about your mother, don't you? But how the former queen is still alive and being held somewhere. So Dirk told you, did he? Yes, it's true. My mother was spirited away to some remote corner of this kingdom. To keep her safe from harm. Safe from harm? But Dirk said the Garon regime is holding her captive. No, they are keeping her safe. So you don't know where Amara is being held. Well, I know that it is some secluded hideaway where visitors are not allowed. I've heard she leads a simple life, akin to that of a monastic disciples. Sure sounds like she's being held captive to me. Listen, Nayuta. Aren't you really doing the Queen's bidding? Because she's holding Amara captive. And this whole thing with Dirk. You know he didn't really kill Inga, don't you? Dirk doesn't have much longer to live, so I want to help him however I can. This time it's our turn.
Sniffle, hiccup. You could have been killed, but you risked your life to save us. Why?
What a silly question. What father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children? Now, Yuta, Apollo, don't you ever hesitate to call me when you need me. Understand? It's our turn to help Dirk however we can. I have a lot of dots to say at you, so I will say more dots. Wait, what you speak of is futile! Exclamation mark. Let us go and move on. The guilty verdict, the hopelessness. Just resign yourself to it all. Bringing the false hope now will only serve to magnify your future despair. So let it go and move on. Now, Yuta, are you really going to just roll over on this? I have no more time for idle chatter. Prepare for tomorrow's trial. Now, if you'll excuse me. ... Apollo! I sensed a whirlpool of emotions coming from within Prosecutor Sadmati just now. Anger, shock, bewilderment, and icy sorrow as deep as dark as an abyss. Yeah, I picked up on that too. Looks like Dirk really won't be the only one who will need my help tomorrow. I think it's about time to pay Queen Khura'in another visit, and ask her about her sister Amara. I don't think it's a good idea, you guys. I don't think it's a good idea at all. I think you're gonna get arrested on the spot if you start asking about her. I didn't know Dirk was sick. What's wrong with him? I mean, he looked fine to me. Really don't know. Dirk, I remember, would go out hunting in the middle of winter. Everyone around him was dropping like flies with the flu and whatnot. ... Dot 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 dot. Dot 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 dot. Dot 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 dot. Come on, everyone, cheer up. The worst of times are when lawyers have to force the biggest smiles, right? Apollo, you don't have to put on a brave face for... No, I'm fine. Besides, Dirk will have his day in court. I won't let this get me down. True. What to do? Honestly, though, in some senses, too, like, I mean, if he is dying, like... It almost feels like putting your life at risk for a dying man seems kind of weird, too, but... I mean, I get why he's doing it, but at the same time, it's like... I don't know. So you don't know Queen Amara at all, Apollo? I thought that since you used to live with Dirk, that maybe you had met her. Dirk escaped with Amara 23 or so years ago, so I was just an infant. Even if I had met her, I wouldn't have remembered it. I guess not. So that means you may have been cared for by a queen. If you had been, then what? You would have turned out, I don't know, better? What's that supposed to mean? Yeah, I mean, like, what? I'm wondering where the forged evidence came from, too. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, okay, she's alive. You could very easily prove she's alive if she's alive. So it's like, okay. Okay, she's alive. I see an assassinator, see? Ooh. Makes no sense. But anyway, where the flip am I going, actually? Detention center? I guess not. How about the royal residence? Nope. Did that represent the badge? It's the same thing as the book, though. Okay. So there's no point. I gotcha. Actually, Actually, did I ever present the badge to Prosecutor Sanmati? I think I might have forgotten to do that. Oh, well, if we forgot, we forgot. Alright, what about the bazaar? Where are we going now? I should know. Oh, wait, the audience chamber. Duh. Okay. Gonna go talk with the queen right now and see what she's got to say. May 18th, Khura'in Palace, audience chamber. The royal guard isn't around. That is utter hooey. You can't continue to deceive the people like that. Rafa, justice is much more than simply speaking the truth. I'm guessing that first one was Rafa, not the queen. Is that Princess Rafa and Queen Khura'in over there? You deceived me too, Mother. I'm gonna ever believe a word you say again. You nincompoop. Ah. Your benevolence. I, couldn't help but overhear. You impudent. Katonk. Ow! Man, he's getting katonked a lot. Are you okay, Mr. Wright? I can't believe she actually punched you. Yeah, I'm used to it by now. Her punches are just katonks? Okay. What's the matter with the princess? Sounded like she was arguing with her mother. Maybe it has something to do with this picture. Maybe said she had to ask her mother about some secret or another as soon as she saw it. So then, I mean the Princess Rafa knows what really happened? And Amara was an assassin and is still very much alive? It would seem so, and she doesn't seem to be taking Khura'in's lies very well. But that's no surprise considering how much Rafa reveres her mother. That would definitely cause her a great deal of anguish and sadness. Eavesdropping, are we? How very rude. I will have you put to death right now. You there. Are you not Dirk's son? Oh, nice to meet you, Your Eminence. We're actually here to speak with you, if you could spare a moment. No, I will have you arrested immediately. What have we here? It's the attorney's badge used by lawyers like me back home. Well, in this country, lawyers are a loathsome breed. We would advise you not to needlessly advertise your place among the ranks. For even now, the bad karma Dirk has engendered brings woe to your kind. It is a simple matter of cause and effect. Yeah, an effect you caused by enacting Defense Culpability Act. Indeed. So I was wondering if... We have no intention of bestowing any information upon you or any other lawyer. If someone doesn't like to play nice with others. I would assume not. So, can we get any kind of information out of anything? No. To burn such a mark upon the sacred text of the law, he will surely be visited by what he has wrought. I think he once called himself a man of the law. I think it's his way of objecting to the DC Act. Yet that act is but an objection to his falsified evidence. How appalling that even now he recognizes no responsibility and knows no shame. What about Albie's statement? Nothing to say about that? What about the channeling photo? Oh gosh. Imagine he actually pulls that out right in front of her. Like, where'd you get this? To death! 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 Like, oh my gosh, like, please no. Nothing to say about that. Okay. Weird. Do you know your husband was taking painkillers? It's like, yeah, what about it? Get that out of my face. Oh boy. So nothing to say about anything, huh? If you say so. His own ill will was visited upon him, so it's within the cycle of karma. Others might call it divine retribution, the punishment of the gods. Don't seem particularly sad, even though it was your own husband. We were betrayed by the man we had called husband. Moreover, we are a grand priestess summoner of spirits from the Twilight Realm. For us, death is not the end. We can still speak with those who have passed. I guess being a spirit channeling queen gives you a different take on life and death. I suppose so. Okay, and the autopsy report's gonna be the same thing, so... Alright, let's examine the room? I mean, why the heck not? Nothing. Nothing. So only the throne, got you. Dot 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 dot. Hello, what are you doing? This is the Queen's audience chamber. Can't snoop around in here. Oh, right, sorry. Wonder what it would be like to sit there with Athena and Mr. Wright groveling at my feet. Oh, what the... Apollo, you okay? No, stop. I can't let myself think about that sort of thing. Jeez. What the crud was that thought, Apollo? It's like, I'll rule every last one of them. Oh boy. Alright, let's talk. Amara's alive? Your Eminence, Dirk told me about Amara. Oh, excuse me. About how she's still alive, that is. We know not of what you speak. After Dirk learned Amara was still alive, he rescued her, and then ran off together. But she was captured and remains captive in a secret location to this day. As for Nayuta doing your bidding, it's only because Amara's life is in your hands. Ho 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 ho! What an active imagination you have. Ha 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 ha! A lawyer and a comedian? How droll! Whoa, where'd they come from? Anyway, she's going to play dumb. I'll just have to jog her memory with some evidence. Okay. Here, have some evidence. Would you like to see the evidence known as this photo? Because absolutely indeed. Your Eminence, I ask that you take a look at this photo. Why, it's a photo of Amara. And here you can see a law book bearing the mark of the Defiant Dragons. I believe you know what that means. Arrest him immediately. Dot, 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 dot. Very well. Royal Guards, stand down. Yes, Your Eminence! Your wish is our command! Seems there is no need to perpetrate this charade any longer. We shall speak of all we know. Okay. Let's do it. So then you admit that Amara is still alive? Yes, she is under our protection in a safe location. I think you mean being held prisoner. And where is she being kept? Ho ho ho! Now why would we tell the son of a traitor like that? She has a point there. Now heed our warning, Horned Devil. It would not be wise to inform the people that Amara yet lives. It would only serve to plunge the public order into chaos. I have no intention of doing that. Besides, there are real terrorists out there who might try to kill her. Good. Now there was something we have been meaning to ask you. Do you know what has become of the Founder's Orb? The Founder's Orb. The Founder's Orb went missing after Dirk took it into the tomb. As a son, we thought you might know something of its current whereabouts. I knew it. I suppose I should thank you for the free running tour of Khura'in. That was the Royal Guard's own doing. Nice try, lady. But now you're definitely not getting the orb, ever. Why do you want the orb so badly anyway? Because it would be most dangerous in the wrong hands. It must be recovered. Is the legend true? Can the orb really impart spiritual power? Are you worried that someone could overthrow you with it? The Holy Mother's power is without equal. Should Her Holiness once again return to our world, you can conceivably bestow great power upon the one who unlocked the orb's secret. I guess that makes sense considering spirit channeling is a fact of life here. So we ask you, Horned Devil, did you receive the Founder's Orb from Dirk? Does it look like I did? So you like to play games, do you? Royal Guard! Yes, your eminence! Search this devil and his belongings.
What?
At once, your eminence! Don't move, you're only making this harder on yourself!
Yikes, cut that out. Ah, what the?
Eek, Apollo, don't strip here! Stop resisting! Just submit to our strip search already! A strip search? Are you kidding me?
No, wait, hey, cut it out.
Yeah, we don't need to see Apollo nude right now, that's for sure.
Ah.
Besides, I'm sure there's certain artists out there who have probably drawn him like that at some point anyway, so if it exists, there's definitely that of it on the internet, for sure, for sure.
Rest in pieces, my poor tattered dignity.
There's no sign of the Founder's Orb, your eminence! Why do you not check Athena? So, you've hidden it. You have hidden it somewhere. Heh, no matter. We should recover it one way or another once you are found guilty of abetting the accused.
Dirk was right, she really is bent on getting the orb.
Mother. Why are we question marking when it's obvious who it would be?
Look, looks like the princess is back.
Took a stroll to try to calm myself, but still find the situation unacceptable. You must be informed about Queen Amara.
So, she does know about that.
Rafa, you do not yet possess a clear grasp of how a government and its people interact. There will always be secrets that must be kept from the ignorant masses. You have little faith in our people, Mother. But as a royal priestess' duty to always speak the truth. And as such, I cannot remain silent. I will not. Huh, the truth, you say? Your mind has been poisoned by the barbed one. Therefore, I will have to put you into custody. It was an honor and pleasure, Your Eminence. We must speak with our child. It is the mother's duty to discipline her child, after all. Now, if you would excuse us...
Discipline. Coming from her, I don't like the sound of that at all.
I know, right? Well, Apollo, let's head back to the safe house for now.
Yeah, we need to go over what we've found and collect our thoughts.
The safe house? You mean the rebel safe house? Why would you even say that in front of the queen, too? Like, come on, man. You know better than that, Phoenix. You know better than that. Well, all our evidence is still intact, I guess. Alright. Well, let's move. Let's go back to the safe house. Again, I don't know why we said that in front of the queen, but whatever. May 18th. Former Saad Madhi law offices. Oh, you're back. Thank you for holding down the fort, Chief Prosecutor Edgeworth. Sorry it took so long. Hope you weren't too bored. I watched the Plum Punisher, Warrior of Neo-Twilight Realm, while you were gone. And my verdict is, it's an outrage, especially its theme song. Even worse, the people here believe it's an original Khura'in show. How can you believe it? I've already spoken about it at length with Mr. Arbal here.
I'm not sure what he's babbling about, but at least it seems he wasn't bored.
And he... was the other thing I didn't read. Moving along to things that actually matter. We gathered about all the information and evidence we can concerning this case. I think it's time we go over everything we've learned so far. Indeed. About Inga's murder, about Amara's assassination. Obviously, none of it is real. Never taking another look around. Indeed. Well, I guess there's nothing else. I guess I'll just ignore that. And then some evidence of Phoenix.
You flash that badge like a pro now.
Such confidence, too. I can really feel it.
Really? You're really feeling it?
Sure, take Trucy's case. Or that civil trial yesterday. You really came into your own during both of them.
I can feel my cheeks betraying me.
You'd better not be thinking of starting your own firm, Apollo. What? No, of course not. I'm probably not ready for that anyway. What if you are, Apollo? Huh? Huh? You never know. Just because you don't know something doesn't mean that I do, Apollo. It's an important lesson for you to learn. In other words, this didn't ring any bells. That's a rip. I know nothing about the minister's assassination. No sirree. I know nothing about the tomb either, because you did all that. Alright. You know what? I'm going to present this anyway. I don't think so. You're going to go hand in hand with the autopsy report, but still. Amara, she's still alive. She's basically being held prisoner somewhere. Puts Dirk at a distinctive disadvantage. Not to mention us, too. And Nayuta is under Garon's thumb because of all this as well. Yep, it's a problem, alright. And it's not like we can just go and rescue Amara. There must be something we can do. We'll just have to pin our hopes on Dirk's revolution. So basically the fates of Amara and Nayuta depend entirely on our ability to beat the charge against Dirk tomorrow. Basically. Nothing about the mysterious bloodstain? Okay. Hey, you know something about this, Mr. Wright. What are you talking about? It's like, I know nothing even though I'm the one who got this evidence for you. And that's the same as the other one, so therefore no. Alright, what about that? Nothing, but Albie gave you the statement in the photo. Mr. Wright. What would you do if the Defense Capability Act was established back home? What would I do? That's a good question. What are you worried about, Apollo? You'd always have a job as Trucy's assistant. Uh-huh, and what about you, Athena? Can you become a therapist? I don't know if I could do it for a living. I'll go back to playing piano. I would imagine you'd go back to playing piano unless, like, someone close to you got affected, right? Dot 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 dot. Hey, what are those looks for? I mean, I don't blame them one bit. I wouldn't do it either. Like, it's really only something that I would probably do, like, if someone close to me that I knew was innocent was being charged, and it's like, hey, you know, this ain't right. This ain't right, man. Okay. So the badge is the same as the book in this case as well. I guess that makes sense. Alright. I get you. Let's talk about some murders now. And fake murders. The Orb Trial, Maya's abduction, and the murder of the mastermind behind it all, Justice Minister Inga. It's a lot to consider. Think you have all the facts straight in your head? Yep, I got it covered, Mr. Wright. The truth about what really went down, that's going to be the problem. Yeah, it's like the more we learn about this case, the less we understand. I agree, there's a deep darkness enveloping this case. I'm almost afraid of what we will find once we lift that black veil. Suffice to say, the real killer is certainly waiting underneath. The real killer, huh? Now that's $1 million question. Who killed Inga and why? Think, Apollo. Who would you say had a motive to commit this crime? I for one am drawing a complete blank. What about the Queen, huh? I want to know how the killer slipped into the tomb, killed Inga, and slipped back out. Without ever being seen. That's a bona fide locked room mystery right there. Well, if there was no body in the sarcophagus, maybe the Queen slipped in the sarcophagus. That would make sense in some ways, you know? Well, collected plenty of evidence and statements. Let's hope the rest comes out in court. It'll be a thinner tightrope than usual, that's for sure. How she would manage to breathe in said sarcophagus, I got no idea, but I don't know. This case has one big fly in the ointment. In order to prove Dirk completely innocent, we'll also have to exonerate him of the crime committed 23 years ago. Mara's supposed assassination. Right, we know Amara's still alive, but Dirk could still be charged with plotting to kill her. We couldn't discover the truth even after over 2 decades of investigating. So our biggest hurdle is going to be the complete lack of evidence. The fire made sure of that. Mr. Wright, have you ever won a case without evidence? No, that's one thing I've never done before. Trial unprecedented even in the decorated annals of the Wright Anything Agency. Still, I can't help but wonder, was there really no evidence left behind? Oh, and we can't forget about the Defense Culpability Act. Those who would support criminals will be deemed just as guilty. In short, if Dirk is found guilty in the sentence of death, we'll likely join him in a very public execution. Yeah. Beat the charges or die? What kind of crazy upside-down legal system is this anyway? Don't worry, I can't ask someone as young as you to risk your life, Athena. Tomorrow it'll just be me and Apollo on the courtroom floor. We can support us by watching from the gallery. What? No! I want to help. I'm part of the agency too, after all. Sorry, but this is a direct order from your boss. Besides, Capcom didn't want to draw 3 people on the stand at once, so... yeah. Plus, there's Prosecutor Blackwell to think of. He said he used me for sword practice if I put you in harm's way. Ugh, Simon! Well, at least promise me this, you two. You promise me you'll make it back alive. Ha ha ha. Make it back alive, huh? What's with that face, Apollo? Never inspire confidence in your client like that. And it'll play right in the prosecution's hands. Remember, the worst of times are when the lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. You're right. Even when it seems hopeless or when there's not a shred of evidence to be found. We can never let it show on our faces, right? Yeah, exactly. Well, will I actually be able to do that tomorrow? When push comes to shove, will I be able to force my biggest smile? Well, fingers crossed that you can anyway. To be continued. It's time, everyone. It is time for the trial to begin. What is gonna happen? I literally got no idea, but we're gonna get there. It's all come full circle finally. What we expected to happen from the very beginning, well, not the very beginning, but you know, what we expected to happen about, what was it, case 3? It's coming true. Defending Dirk for a crime he never committed. Back 23 years ago. Including a crime that happened recently too, because, you know, why not? Let's make it even more complicated. May 19th, 8:50 a.m., High Court of Khura'in. Excuse me. Whoa. It's court. Order in the court! Okay, well this... How is the courtroom going to get back to normal now? It just doesn't. May 19th, 9:28. High Court of Khura'in. Accused lobby. It's complete chaos outside. Say the Fine Dragon supporters are demonstrating for Dirk's freedom. Taking a very special interest in the outcome of today's trial. Look about ready to string us up if we lose. Prices are pretty much like the ones back home, but with one major difference. Divination Séance. The victim's final memories will become a matter for deliberation. I've heard about that. But they haven't stopped you from winning your cases here in Khura'in. True, but it wasn't easy. Still, the memories of the dead are simply another piece of evidence. There's always a way to deal with them if your client is truly innocent. Well, I know Dirk is innocent, but... I have one more big secret. Apollo, in court tomorrow, you may find yourself faced with a truth that is difficult to accept. But I know you, and I know you can handle the truth, no matter what it turns out to be. I know that because I believe in you. You're my son, after all. Dirk, what is that secret you're keeping? Hey, AJ! Here you go, just like I promised. Founder's Orb added to the court record. Gonna add it to the end and not where it used to be, huh? Thanks, Stats. Wait, weren't you arrested by the police yesterday? Yup, and I spent the night in the slammer. Had a fine meal, shower, and even a bed. What more could I ask for? Oh, Dats, I swear. That actually sounds way better than where we're staying. Just remember, AJ, if Dirk's found guilty today, we'll all probably be found guilty under the Defense Culpability Act, too. Yeah, Nayuta said something to that effect. Excuse me. That witch Khura'in wants to take advantage of the today to crush our revolution once and for all. Fate of the revolution, every Khura'inese person rests on this trial. I imagine everyone in Khura'in is actually part of the revolution now, and they're just literally going to execute everyone in Khura'in. It's like, geez. You think even some of our most loyal supporters would be like, wait, that's not right! That's messed up! And turn on her, you know? Like, just force her off the throne, you know, at this point. Overthrow her. We're counting on you, AJ. We'll be fine. I'm going to win this one. You'll see. Trial will begin shortly, Apollo. Let's make our way into the courtroom. Right. It's time for the moment of truth. May 19th. High Court of Khura'in. Did they get the situation under control? It kind of looks like they did. Day 1. Court is now in session. All rise. But it's day 2, though. It literally says it on the save screen. Let the trial of Dirk Sonmati begin. Defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is ready, Your Majesty. It's really come down to this. Well, don't expect me to hold anything back, Nayuta. I like how Apollo said Your Honor instead of Your Majesty. Clearly, Phoenix didn't say anything about that, but I guess as long as the judge doesn't care. This trial will examine both the murder of Justice Minister Inga Khura'in and the assassination of the former queen, Amara Sigatar Khura'in. First, I believe we should address the murder of Minister Inga. Would that be acceptable, Prosecutor Sonmati? Let it go and move on. Prosecutor Sonmati? Exclamation mark. Yes, of course. Please proceed. What's with him? How very unlike you, Prosecutor. Is your mind elsewhere this day? Not at all, Your Majesty. Are you really going to be able to go through with this, Nayuta? Well, Prosecutor Sonmati, I'd be remiss if I failed to voice a concern of mine. I have heard mention that you are son of the accused Dirk Sonmati. You have heard true. Does that fact pose some sort of problem, Your Majesty? A father being prosecuted by his own son? Could one possibly deliberate such a case without having personal feelings intervene? Yes, without question.
Can he really handle this? Even if it is Prosecutor Sonmati going against his own father, it's just, how can the son of a criminal even be a prosecutor in the first place?
Dirk. Fellow citizens, you would do well not to underestimate my son. He's not one to allow personal feelings to interfere with the execution of his duty. Isn't that right, Nayuta? ... I will not stop until my work here is done. See? All you doubters, just sit back down before you trip over your own stupidity. Ha 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 ha! The accused will not take the stand without first being summoned. In any case, if Prosecutor Sonmati has no issue with this arrangement, then let us commence the deliberation.
Objection.
Who? The Queen? Oh. Okay, I wasn't expecting the Queen to have an objection. One moment, if you would. Your Eminence! Your Eminence, what brings you here? Oh? Okay, interesting. So she's gonna take the stand on the prosecutor's side? Okay.
Your Majesty, it would appear that Prosecutor Sanmali does indeed have some reservations.
No, that's not true.
Did you truly believe you could deceive me, Nayuta Sanmati? One should hold no reservations if one is to stand on these hallowed funerary grounds.
I have none, Your Eminence.
No, it is clear we cannot leave this matter to you.
Ugh.
We shall handle the prosecution of an enemy of the crown, Dirk Sanmati, personally. Remain by our side and bear witness to how a true prosecutor enforces the law.
Excuse me, but is the Queen going to prosecute this case? Is that, kosher?
There was no need for concern. Before we were crowned queen, we served as a prosecutor.
Really?
As a foreigner, your ignorance can be excused, but know this. Prosecutor in charge of the Queen Amara assassination case 23 years ago was none other than Her Eminence Queen Garon Sigatar Khura'in.
First Your Majesty and now this? Why doesn't anyone ever tell me these things?
I heard she'd serve as the Minister of Justice, but she was also a prosecutor?
I'm guessing she probably moved up the ladder from prosecutor to justice minister.
We prosecuted that case 23 years ago, but no verdict was ever rendered. We had won guilty verdicts in every case until then, and no lawyer could stand up to us.
So, the Defense Culpability Act passed just so no one would ever have to challenge her ever again? She was too lazy to actually do her job? I'm so confused.
I am at a loss for words.
Same, man, same.
Think I would once more bear witness to Her Eminence at work in the Hall of Justice.
Our first trial in 23 years. No quarter shall be given to criminals. We shall prosecute them with all our might.
Oh boy, this is very crooked indeed. Hello there. What? Oh, okay then. She looking quite insane.
Whoa! What a magnificent sight! The Queen's attire from her prosecutor days, and think we get to see it once more!
Did she really change like that? The gallery would have seen her nude then, for at least a few seconds, but she changes fast. What the? That's Queen Garon? Talk about an extreme makeover. It's also weird seeing Phoenix from this angle, too.
It's all coming back now. The feel of my blood pumping through my veins. Woe to you, O enemies of Khura'in, for I shall personally slice, dice, and grind you up into hog feed.
I don't suppose I can ask her to roll back to her polite pre-makeover personality.
Know this, lawyer.
Yes.
Now that I stand as a prosecutor, consider defense's bench a headsman's scaffold. If you wish to leave any last words, I advise you to start thinking of them now. While you still have a head with which to think, that is.
Me. She's a dead serious.
Now it is time for the Divination Séance. Rafa, come forth.
Your benevolence, thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Yeah, you can tell she really doesn't want to do this at all. ...
Your benevolence, I understand it may be difficult for you, but may we proceed with the Divination Séance?
Yes, let us proceed.
Forgive me for asking, but are you feeling physically unwell? If so, I would advise you to avoid any undue exertion. Your benevolence?
What's wrong? It's like her mind's anywhere but here.
Lots happened since yesterday. On top of the murder of her beloved father, she found out that he'd been planning a coup. And today she'll have to experience his death through his own eyes.
Yeah, that would be enough to shake anyone up.
Still, seems like she's worse off today than she was yesterday. Dot 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 dot.
Yeah, I don't remember her being this depressed.
We must speak with our child. It is a mother's duty to discipline her child, after all. Now, if you would excuse us...
Discipline, coming from her, I don't like the sound of that at all.
I know, right?
Wait. Khura'in didn't do something to her, did she?
Your Eminence, about today's Divination Séance. As I understand it, the prosecution is yet to review its content. Is this divination from the protocol a part of your plan?
Prosecutor Sadmati, would you care to explain your actions?
Your Eminence, the accused was called to the scene of the crime. Therefore, I deem no seance would be necessary for such a clear-cut case.
You and your bleeding heart. You seek to spare Ray for the trauma of witnessing her father's death. Is that why you've done this?
And we'll find out if that is why he done this on the next exciting episode, everyone. So, the trial has officially begun, and we're about to go see a divination seance with Apollo as the lead on this case for the first time. Oh boy, she is revealed her true colors, and I am not prepared for this at all. Or am I? But, next episode, everyone, is going to be, we're going to be probably dropping down to 30-minute episodes next episode, because officially this is the last episode I'm recording before the release of Tales of Arise. So, it's looking like this will probably be the last one we record before that, and as a result, 30-minute episodes going forward. So, everyone, this is the last long episode I'll be doing for a while, so hope you enjoyed them, because not only will this be the last long episode I'm doing before Tales of Arise, this is probably the last long episode I'm going to be doing just in general, since I imagine by the time we go back to like one series, I'll probably be back at work again, so that'll be a thing too. Oh boy. Everyone, y'all have a nice day. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Back to 30 minutes we go and stuff, and yeah, everything's gonna be crazy in this court trial for sure. Anyway, see you later, everyone. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Hello, everyone. You've reached the end of this video, but before we go for the day, I'd just like to give a quick shout out to the Tier 4 and 5 channel members, Phoenix Edgeworth, Acheron X2, Menthy, and Meister Papala. Thank you all for being awesome and supporting the channel. If you too would like to also get your name shouted out at the end of each video and live stream, shoutouts are available for all Tier 4 and 5 channel members. I hope you all have an awesome day. I'll see you all later.